Hey Stitch Cutie, I'm Brittany with Stitches of Love Quilting and welcome to the video tutorial for putting your applique pieces in place for your November applique club projects. So every month you get to make 2 projects, 1 zipper bag and 1 mug rug. You can choose either design for either project. So you could have your snowman on your zipper bag or you could have your flakes on your mug rug. The choice is yours. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to lay out your pieces on your fabric. And I just happen to have it cut for mug rug. You can of course apply the same principle to the larger piece of fabric for your zipper bag. So what I'm gonna do is iron my background fabric and make sure it's ready. And so you have 2 pieces for, one's the front, one's the back. What I like to do first is put the little decor on the back. So the one that I'm gonna make first is gonna be the cute little snowflakes design. So that means I have my pieces gathered for that. And I'm gonna take my little snowflake and I'm going to place him on the back. I go about 2 inches up from the bottom. That way when I trim it and when I have my binding done, it still shows nicely. And I just center it on the back. If you wanna maybe put it in the bottom left corner and make a little note if you're giving it as a gift, you know, you could write in a Pigma pin on it and sign it if you want to. But I like it just centered. So that looks about center to me. And I'm just gonna tap it into place. Easy peasy. Now I've already peeled the Heat and Bond Light backing off, so all of my pieces are ready to use. You can see the back is ready to fuse. So in 2 seconds, I already have the back ready, so I'm gonna set it aside because it's now ready to stitch. Now we're gonna do the front, but what I'm gonna do is use my applique placement guide. So I'm gonna open my pattern, and here is my applique placement. You can see that we give you an outline of where you'll place your fabric if you're making the zipper bag, and we give you an outline of where you're gonna put your fabric if you're making it as a mug rug, okay? And so we have notations here for you. So what I'm gonna do is set this aside, and with my placement guide, I'm gonna put it right under here. So I'm working with a Steady Betty. Then I have my Precision Quilting Tool fusible mat. And it's basically an applique pressing sheet and I just love it. So normally I would build applique units, but because none of this touches, I don't need to build a unit. We will build a unit when we get over to our snowman. So what I'm gonna do is simply lay my fabric right on top. You can see it fits perfectly in my little outline. And you'll notice in your kit this month, you have 2 white pieces for the snow. One is a muslin, just a white basic muslin fabric. The second one is a really cute white on white dot from Moda. So easy peasy, we will put this right in place. So I'm gonna put down the muslin one first. And what we're doing essentially is double lining our white fabric, because if you see, if we put just the white down, it'll have like a red tint behind it. But if we do it like this, where we put the muslin down and then our white piece, then our white is nice and perfect, which I love. So just fuse this on. There you go. And if you want to use a light pad or a light box, certainly do so, especially with a red fabric. I know you're not going to be able to see my snowflake positions, but when you have that, make sure that you don't iron on your light pad. You'll mess it up. Ask me how I know, because I've done that. Okay, so I'm going to put one in place. There we go. And I'm going to, and with these, you don't have to have them exact. You can flip them, you know, kind of turn them how you want them. So I'm going to put my 2 down here first. And let's see, I'm just gonna kind of spin them how I like it. That looks cute to me. And we're just gonna press each one in place. I love this design, it's so cute. And then I have 3, 4 up here. And they are, I'm gonna start with the one in the center. There we go. And then let's see, we have one over here on the left and one over here on the right. There we go. And you can kind of move them around however you like. That looks good to me, so I'm gonna press them down. And now they're gonna be ready to stitch. Already, so easy. I love having the pieces pre-fused and laser cut. Now let me talk about how we stitched this. So again, I just have it on mug rug fabric. If you were doing it as a zipper bag, you'd be using your larger fabric as instructed in the pattern, and you would stitch it and then you turn it into a bag. So Mom stitched it with just a simple straight line through the snowflakes because trying to turn and do all the buttonhole stitches on this, it's not worth the time to do that. So just do a straight line on each snowflake. She did stitch with a 30 weight sulky thread in the needle and a 50 weight matching sulky thread in the bobbin. And then for the white, she did a white buttonhole stitch. Let me hold it close for you. See? Perfect. I just love it. So you're ready to go. You're ready to sew. I love it. Now let's work on making the units for our little Frosty. So now I'm just going to take my placement guide and flip it over. Again, we have notated the size for your zipper bag fabric versus your mug rug fabric. I'm going to make a mug rug just because it happens to be the fabric that I grabbed. And I just love these. I'm going to stitch them and take them home. Because I use these. My husband likes using them too. Okay, so just like before, I'm going to iron my fabric. It does get a little wrinkled and chipping. There we go. Now, one thing I want to point out that when you have an extra snowflake for the back on this mug rug, but make sure you put your fabric oriented the right way. Remember the other one orients this way, so we put it down here. This one, your fabric needs to be up and down. So I have a little bowl with all my pieces. I'm going to take my green little snowflake, and just like before, I'm going to center it and go about 2 inches up. Put my little snowflake down and iron it. So it's just a cute little accent to add onto the back. You can skip that step if you want, but I like to have something cute on the back, right? No matter how big or small the project is, it needs to be adorable through and through. Okay, so now instead of building all of this onto our fabric, we're gonna build units. And this little guy pretty much is all one unit. So let's get our pieces out, and we're gonna start with number 1. So number 1 is the white. And again with this, you have 2 pieces of white. One is that white on white dot, and one is the muslin. So we're gonna put the muslin one down first. And you just put it in place, and now we're gonna put our white face right over it. There we go. And we're gonna press those together. Now we're gonna put down piece number 2. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's his little face. So 2, 3, and 4. His 2 cheeks and his face. So let's get those out. Normally I put my pieces in order first so I don't have to think about it, but I just haven't done that. This is a pretty simple one this month, so you know, I don't have to worry about, hopefully, knock on wood, messing up on camera. Okay, so we're gonna put one here. And then I just kind of lift up to see where it is, because again, I'm not on top of a light pad. So we'll iron those 2 in place. And I just do a quick press. I'll do the final press once I get it on the fabric. And then, where's his little nose? Right there. Oh my gosh, such a cute little face. He's just so happy. Okay, so now we've done through piece 4. Now piece 5 is right down here. So that is another 2-layered white piece. So again, we're gonna put that muslin piece down first. Right here. There we go. And then the second white piece right on top. Perfect. And we'll iron those together. There we go. Now, number 6 is our big piece right here. And so that is going to connect both of our pieces that we've already had down so far. So I'm gonna make sure I have this lined up just right. I am holding it because, you know, we have double layered fabric here, so it's a little thick. So I'm gonna make sure I hold it in place all the way across. There we go. Nice. Now, number 7 is our little knot. It goes right here, and you can kind of guesstimate where it goes. You can put it anywhere you want to over here. So I'm just gonna put it there. Now we're gonna do number 8. It's the top of our hat. This is a really fun, like it's got little X's on it. I think it's a fun fabric. And now number 9 is our aqua. So we'll put that in place. There we go. And we're gonna iron where it overlaps. There we go. And now number 10 is our little hat band. And we're gonna put him right in place. There we go. perfect. And again, we're just gonna go across where it's connecting now into one full unit. And then the final piece we have to put in place is our little snowflake. Super, super cute. It goes kind of on the hat, kind of off the hat, you know, on the aqua and the black. And iron that down. So now we're ready to put this on our background fabric. What's great about this is that if we would have made a mistake somewhere, you can still fix it before it's on your fabric. It's easier to fix. If you ever do make a mistake, let me tell you a trick. Just sort of reheat where you've messed up, and you can take a needle or a pen and ever so gently kind of scooch it up with a pen, and you can reposition it. You don't want to rely on doing that too much because you can overexpose the heat and bond, and it won't fuse if you do that too many times. Now we have some accent lines to draw. And so we just have a little mouth that goes right here. And then we have 2 eyeballs that we'll trace. Boop. There we go. So that gave me a guide for when I go to do my buttonhole stitch of where to put it. And what I use to trace is, oh look, I have fuzz on me, is a micron Pigma pen. It is it's 0.35 millimeters. And I like to use brown or black. I think this one's actually black. Normally I think I do use brown, but just happens to be what I grabbed. Yeah, it's a black. It is super great to work with. So now I'm ready to gently pull my unit up. And you want to be careful. You don't want to pull it apart. Now I'm ready to put my fabric in place and very easily center right on my placement guide. There we go. Easy peasy. Now I can iron it to the fabric and I know it's perfect. I love it. Such a cute design. So let's go over how this one is stitched. Again, throughout the entire thing, we use a 30 weight thread, a sulky thread in the top of our machine and the needle. And then we use a 50 weight in the bobbin that matches. Okay, so let's take a look at the stitching. So the accents on the face are done in black, and then Mom pretty much matched the thread throughout. So there's white, and you don't have to stitch this bottom of him, just the side right here, because this is gonna be caught in the binding. Then we have aqua for these pieces, and then black on the hat, and then again, just a straight line on the snowflake and the lime green. Super easy to stitch, really great gifts, really fun to use yourself. Again, this is from the November box of the Appliqué Club. Every month as a member, you get enough materials to make, I'll show you all the materials included. You get everything you need to make 2 projects, and you get 2 coordinating designs, and you get to pick which one goes on the mug rug versus the zipper bag. And you can also, as a member, use your embroidery machine if you want to, and we have tutorials for how to do all of that. Thank you so much for watching and for your support of Stitches of Love, and happy stitching!